Good morning, children. Welcome to our chemistry online class. I hope all of you are fine over there. So, in last chapter, we discussed many properties of elements. So, we know the elements are in this form of compounds in the nature. So, what make these compounds different? And what is there in the compounds? How the sodium and chlorine is existing as sodium chloride? What type of bond is there? Is there any attraction between them? So there is an attraction between them. This is known as chemical bond. So in this chapter we are going to deal about the chemical bond and molecular structure. So in today's class we are going to discuss about what is a chemical bond and how this chemical bond theory came. Okay. So let's start.
So, what is a chemical bond? How can we define a chemical bond? Let's see. Chemical bond is the attractive force which holds various constituents together in different chemical species is called a chemical bond. For example, if you check the compound sodium chloride, you can see two different constituents, that is atoms. Sodium atom is there, chlorine atom is there. So, this sodium atom or chlorine atom is converted to ion, sodium ion and chlorine ion, and those are held together by a different type of bond or force, a different type of attractive force between them. So such bonds or such force are known as chemical bond. If you check various compounds, various type of attractive force will be there. So various type of chemical bond is there. So we can define a chemical bond is as the attractive force which holds the various constituents together in a different chemical species is called a chemical bond. And then how we come across the idea chemical bond? Who proposed this chemical bond theory, or how we identified there is a chemical bond in between compounds? It is based on several experiments, and the famous scientists Lewis and Cossel gave a clear explanation or a clear idea about this chemical bond. So let's see Cossel's and Lewis approach about chemical bond. So in 1916, Cossel and Lewis were the first to become independently successful in giving a satisfactory explanation about the formation of chemical bond in terms of electronic configuration. So they took noble gases and they studied about the electronic configuration of noble gases and then come across a certain phenomena, and they identified some features and they identified chemical bond, and they were able to give an explanation about how this chemical bond is forming, and they studied about the noble gas configuration. Hence this theory is also known as electronic theory of chemical bonding. So Cossel's and Lewis theory or approach is also known as electronic theory of chemical bonding. So they studied the inertness of noble gases. Then let's see the postulates of Lewis model or Lewis structures or Lewis theory. So what is Lewis approach? He pictured the atom in terms of positive charge kernel and the outer shell which could accommodate a maximum 8 electrons. For example, if you check sulfur, we know the atomic number of sulfur is 16. Then how can we write the main energy electronic configuration? We can write it as, what will be that? We can write the 16 electron configuration like a main energy level configuration as 2, 8, 2, 8 and 6. And the valence shell or in the outer shell it contains 6 electrons, and inside we can tell the core, in the core we can see 10 electrons. So this core electrons is known as the core electrons which having a charge, and also we can call them as kernel, and the 6 outer shell electron, and this is known as valence electrons. So he explained that if we check the configuration, we can see that the SPDF configuration, we can see that if we write 6 electrons, we can write like 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. And if we count it, we can find out that it is contain 10 electrons. So this 10 electron part, this red marked part, this is known as kernel or core electrons. inside electrons, and the electrons in the valence shell is valence electrons. So from this he stated that in core electrons it having a positive charge, and in the valence electrons we can say that the valence electron are it should contain 8 electrons, then only an atom will be stable. For in the case of sulfur there are 6 electrons but it is unstable. So in the valence shell it can maximum contain 8 electrons. It was its first theory, and if you write it's in the shorthand method like noble gas configuration, we can write this 1s2 2s2 2p6 is same as neon's configuration. So instead of this we can write neon. So the neon part is its kernel and the valence electrons are there. It was his first postulate, and he assumed that these 8 electrons occupy the corners of a cube which surrounded the kernel, and he imagined a structure. In that structure he explained that the 8 electrons which is in the valence shell will be in the corner of a cube, and inside the cube there is a positive charged place is called kernel. Then the third postulate is Lewis' postulate that atoms achieve the stable octet when they are linked by chemical bonds. For example, if we check again the sulfur, we know there are only 6 electrons. So in order to attain the stability, it should contain 8 electrons. So for the stability, what it will do? Either it will bond with other elements. So we know the bonding means the chemical bond. Either they can donate electron or accept electron or share electron. So it will form, there will be a force of attraction. So through chemical bond only it will attain the stability, or it will attain the configuration of 8 electrons. This was his third postulate. Then he could explain this by in the example of sodium and chlorine. He took sodium and chlorine and he identified the formation of sodium chloride. And in the sodium chloride we can see that configuration of sodium is 11. Its atomic number is 11. So configuration will be, what will be the configuration of sodium? It is 2, 8. So we know sodium's atomic number is 11. So its configuration will be 2, 8, 1. Similarly, if we check chlorine, it is 2, 8, 7. So how the sodium chloride form? This sodium donate 1 electron to chlorine. So the bond will be, the configuration will be, it is 2, 8 and it will be 2, 8, 8. So there is a transfer of electrons occurring. The transfer of electron from sodium to chlorine occurring. So in the formation of sodium chloride, there is a transfer of electron occurring. So he identified that in some compounds, there in the formation of some compounds, there will be transfer of electron. In the case of other molecules like chlorine and all there, chlorine, what is the atomic number of chlorine? It is 287. And if we check in the chlorine molecule, we can see they are sharing the electrons. So in the case of a formation of a compound, two methods are there: either transfer of electrons, or either sharing of electrons. This was his next postulate. Then he could give a model or structure of elements, like these are known as Lewis symbols. He could give some idea about the structure, and he denoted or he pointed the electrons like this method. He draw the structure, and in the case of electrons he put dots. He could explain the structure by putting dots as electrons. So this structure is known as electron dot structure. Instead of like E negative, he put dot like structures. So he said another postulate is, in the case of a formation of a compound, we already said either electrons will transfer or electrons will share, but the outer electrons only will undergo this transfer or sharing. The core electrons, that is in kernel, it won't undergo any reactions. only the valence shell electrons or outer shell electrons take part in a chemical combination. Hence, it is called as valence electrons. There is only the last shell electrons, that is outer shell electron only will take part in chemical combination. Hence, it is known as valence electron. Hence, it is known as valence electrons. And then the inner shell do not get involved in the chemical combination or process. So, this Lewis, he is an American chemist. He gives symbol notation to represent valence shell electrons, and that we can see here. Here you can see that these are known as Lewis symbols. For example, if you check N2 molecule, N2, if we take one nitrogen atom, what will be its configuration? It is 2, 5. Its atomic number is 7, so it is 2, 5. And if we write the structure, so the 5 electrons only will take part in the combination or reactions. Here you can see this. If you take only this part, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they will share the electrons. If you count after this, you can find out that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the configuration will be fulfilled. The valency will be fulfilled. So we can say that they are stable. So in order to attain stability, they will undergo sharing. Here you can see the Lewis dot structure. Instead of the electrons, he put dots. Here you can see the structures of this compound. Similarly, he gave, if we check hydrogen molecule, we can draw the structure. Hydrogen atomic number is 1. In order to attain the stability, it will transfer into H2 molecule. It will make bond with another hydrogen, and we know it is exists as a diatomic molecule in the nature. So like this. So how can we draw the Lewis structure of this? So first we have to draw one hydrogen, and the round, it is the shell. So in the valence shell we can draw one hydrogen with this hydrogen having one electron. So we know it is not stable. In order to attain the stability, it needs one more electron. So it will share one electron with another hydrogen. It is also having one electron. So the valency will be 2. So it is stable. So like this we can draw the Lewis structure of different compounds. So in that age only this much elements were identified. So he could explain, and he gave some explanation for compounds. Here you can see some Lewis dot structure of other elements. A hydrogen carrying one electron, lithium, like this he could explain, or he could give the compound structure similar to these atoms. So this one dot is representing the valence electron of lithium. We know the atomic number of lithium is 3. So it is, the electronic configuration will be 2, 1. So only one electron in the valence shell, that is denoting by this one dot. Similarly, you can see similar elements and its Lewis structure. There are some significance for this Lewis dot structure. For example, if we check this first group elements, here you can see it all having one electrons in the valence shell. So what is this valence shell electronic configuration is known as? How can we give another name for this valence electrons? Can we call it as valency? Let's check. So the significance of Lewis symbols are: the number of dots represent the number of valence electrons. For example, if you check the dots, this dots is denoting number of valence electrons. For example, in hydrogen, in the case of hydrogen, there is only one electron, so it is the valence electron. If we check boron, its electronic configuration is, what is that? 2, 3. So 3 is the number of valence electrons. So there are 3 dots. This 3 dots is denoting the valence electron. Similarly, if you check other elements, we come to know about the number of valence electrons by seeing these dots. The second significant is the symbol of valence electrons help to calculate the common or group valency of that element. For example, we know the valency is the number of electrons in the valence shell, or it is from -8 from the number of electrons. So if you check the first group elements, the valency of this group, all the group elements are 1. And for example, in second group the valency will be 2. Similarly, if you check 13th group elements, the valency is 3. So by seeing these symbols, we come to know about the group valency. If we see the valency of any two, or if we see the symbol of any two elements in the same group, we come to know, or we can predict the valency of other elements. So it was the next significance. Then what will be the third one? The group valency of the element. Also we can define the group valency as generally it is equal to the number of dots, or 8, it is the, if we minus 8 from the number, that will be. For example, if you check, the group valency means the number of valence electron of the element, or either if we minus it from 8, that will be the valency, because we know that in order to get stability, atoms should contain 8 electrons. So for example, in 13th group elements, 14th group elements, in last class we discussed that they will show different valencies. They have the ability to show the different valencies, because it need if we check boron, it has only 3 electrons in the valence shell, so its valency is 3. But in order to get stability, it can either donate this 3 electron or accept 5 electrons to attain the stability of 8. So it will show 2 valencies, that is 3 and 5. So we can, if we minus 3 from 8, we'll get 5. So we can, by seeing this Lewis structure, we can find out valency by 2 method, either the number of these dots or 8 minus the number of dots. These are the significance of Lewis structure. And so we discussed about Lewis symbols and Lewis theory or Lewis postulates. Then what will be the Cosel's postulate? Let's see that. So in the periodic table, we know that if we check periodic table, he gave his first postulate as, in periodic table, the highly electronegative halogens and the highly electropositive alkali metals are separated by noble gases. If you check here, you can see that highly electronegative fluorine and highly electropositive sodium, which is separated by noble gas neon. So 9, 10, 11, if you take these 3 elements, this is highly electronegative halogen, and it is highly electronegative chlorine, so not chlorine, alkali metal, sodium. So it is separated by noble gases neon. If you check another halogen, it is 17, which is chlorine, and this alkali metal potassium is separated by the alkali metal, not alkali metal, noble gas argon. So his first postulate was, if he is saying about a general trend, that is the electronegative halogen, this electronegative halogen is, and highly electropositive alkali metals are separated by noble gases. So we know in order to attain the stability, they will undergo, or they forms compounds. So for the formation of the bond, either it will donate or accept. So the formation of a negative ion from a halogen atom and a positive ion from an alkali metal, it is associated with the gain and loss of electron by the respective atoms. For example, here you can see sodium. So in the case of sodium, in the outermost shell, it has 1 electron. If it is donate 1 electron, it will get 2-8 configuration. So from it, what it will do, it will donate 1 electron to chlorine. So it became the positive ion. So from the sodium atom to sodium ion, that is sodium positive ion, in order to form sodium atom to sodium ion, it should donate electron. So in the case of chlorine atom, in order to attain the stability, chlorine needs one more electron because its outermost electronic configuration is 287. So it need one more electron. So in order to attain the stability, it will accept one electron from the sodium atom, and what will happen? It will convert it to chloride ion, which is carrying minus charge. So it was his first identification for the formation of negative ion from chlorine. What it will do? It will accept electron. For the formation of the positive ion from alkali metal, that is sodium, it is donating electron. So there is a transfer of electrons, gain and loss of electrons. Then third part, the negative and positive ions thus formed attain stable noble gas configuration. That is, if we check here, sodium became sodium plus iron. That is, it we know it's, if we check here, sodium sodium configuration is 281. Chlorine is 287. Neons is 28. If you check this one, in order to attain stability, this one electron will transfer to chlorine, from sodium to chlorine. So what will be the configuration? The configuration of sodium became neons configuration. And what will be the configuration of this chlorine will convert it to 288. So what is this configuration? 8 plus 8, 16 plus 2, 18. That is argon's configuration. Here you can see it is argon's configuration. So in order to attain the stability, the positive ion having the same configuration as noble gases. That is, here you can see. So it is the neon's configuration. And chlorine will come under argon's configuration. So what he explained is the negative and positive ion thus formed attain stable noble gas electronic configuration. That we can see here. 28 is neon's configuration, that is 10. So 28. Chlorine also got argon's configuration. Thus they attain noble gas configuration. Then the negative and positive ions are stabilized by electrostatic attraction. So we know in the positive and negative charges always attract. So this type of attraction, or this type of, they are donating electrons. So there is electrostatic force of attraction is there. So it is stabilized by. These are Cosell's identification. So I hope all of you understood what is Lewis and Cosell's theory and approach. These are very important. And next class we'll discuss about octet rule and how to draw the Lewis structure of different compounds. Okay, thank you.